Now, whether you're more focused on capital appreciation, growth potential, and or income potential, QDVO not only has offered a ton of growth, but also a ton of income since inception. As of filming this video, QDBO is up around 31% on the max time frame. But not only that, over this time frame, QDBO is not only outperforming the S&P 500, which has also done very good over this time frame, but also lapping the NASDAQ 100 during this time. So what we're going to do in this video is give you guys a full review, a full analyzation of the Amplify CWP Growth and Income ETF QDBO, one of my favorite hybrid ETFs that have came out and started trading in a very long time. I own tons of QDBO in my portfolio as of right now, and I've been buying it like crazy over the past several months. So whether you currently hold any QDBO or maybe you've been thinking about it possibly, definitely stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. My A to Z dividend investing ebook has already helped countless dividend investors get started with their journey. And my custom dividend tracker, the one I use all the time on my videos, has also helped so many investors stay organized and has actually helped them see their dividend income grow. Well, today I have something even better for you guys. When you click the first link down below in my description and you grab my A to Z dividend investing ebook, today you're not only going to get the ebook, but you're also going to be getting the custom dividend tracker, which you can use to track your own dividend income ongoingly, get direct access to my personal email where you guys can email me any questions regarding dividend investing. You're also going to receive a link to view all of my holdings inside my 7-figure dividend portfolio and see all the positions I add and take away ongoingly. And you're going to get for absolutely free my brand new high yield dividend investing ebook, where I show you the power of maximizing some of these high yielding ETFs and teach you everything there is to know about that also. This is going to be your one shot to grab everything inside of one single bundle, but you got to move quick because I'm not going to offer this for long. Now with all that, let's get back into the video. So heading right into the fact sheet for QDBO, this ETF is very interesting. Their strategy and their holdings are very unique in my opinion. And like I shared with you guys a second ago, whatever the ETF has been doing so far seems to be working and outperforming the benchmark over multiple different time frames. Now, first, some basic facts about QDBO. The launch date was 8/22 of last year. The total expense ratio is 0.55%, so it hasn't been trading for that long, but we do have a little bit of time frame to look at so far. Now, first has growth equities plus tactical cover call options. The amplified CWP Growth and Income ETF QDBO, an actively managed ETF, seeks to provide capital appreciation and secondarily high current income. QDBO consists primarily of large cap growth stocks and is designed to offer high levels of total return on a risk-adjusted basis. So a few things to unpack in here. First of all, this ETF is looking to provide, first off, capital appreciation or growth, which might seem like sort of a surprise considering this ETF does actually secondarily provide a lot of high income. I think the yield last time I checked was around 11 or 12%, which is not bad whatsoever, especially when that's what the ETF is providing secondarily. Now, the other thing to point out is the fact that this ETF offers you exposure to large cap growth stocks, which I'm going to share with you the list in a second. These are definitely certain names that a lot of us dividend growth investors do not really have in our portfolio a lot of times. So one of the main reasons I really wanted to start adding some more QDBO into my portfolio was to get more exposure to some of these names that might not otherwise find a spot in my portfolio. Now, it then says reasons to invest: growth and income potential, seeking capital appreciation from growth-oriented stocks with monthly income from option premiums and dividends. Now, because QDBO is full of these growth-oriented stocks, we do have to keep a few things in mind. When the market is bullish and names like these are growing very quickly, which is definitely what we've been seeing as of recent, QDBO is definitely going to get some lift from these names, but it's important to keep in mind with higher beta holdings, if and when the market turns red, if things get bad, of course, QDBO will also feel the wrath of that. Number 2, it says equity exposure with lower volatility. Cover calls and dividends may help reduce volatility versus the overall market during times of broad-based market declines. Now, this is also true because of the cover call overlay on specific names. If and when names trade sideways or even down, QDBO will not only probably keep providing a ton of income, but also even protect against some downside during certain market conditions. Now, lastly, active management allows the portfolio manager, the CWP, to identify opportunities and risks and act on those decisions in real time. Gone are the days of buying into an ETF that offers you, let's say, high income or even high growth potential and having a portfolio manager sort of set it and forget it. These days, a lot of these ETFs that are actively managed are ran by a team that's going to identify risks in real time and hopefully act on them in the right way. Now, like I mentioned, the names in QDBO are going to be much more the growth-oriented names: NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, Netflix, Broadcom, AMD. Names that, generally speaking, are not really going to be found in most dividend investors' portfolios unless it's, of course, through a high-income strategy. So the fact that QDBO does offer exposure to some of these names that I don't want direct exposure to, but through a high-income strategy, it's been working out very well for my portfolio so far. Now, another thing I wanted to mention about QDBO is the security selection. This entire portfolio is going to consist of 20 to 40 stocks, which are screened and included based on attributes that we believe are attractive, including earnings growth, cash flow, relative performance, and management track record. So QDBO is not going to offer you an index exposure. It's going to be sort of a curated list of around 20 to 40 different stocks, which you might or might not like. For me, in my long-term portfolio, I don't want to have the majority of my portfolio be made of 20 or 40 stocks. I want the majority of my portfolio to be much more diversified than that. But as far as an alternative, growth and income-oriented sort of hybrid ETF goes, QDBO has been amazing so far. Now, we talked about the holdings a second ago. You can see the list right here for the most part. And the cool thing is that within this list, you can even see the fact that certain individual names do have covered calls written on them. And because a lot of these names are relatively high beta, there is going to be a ton of income generation to be had, at least potentially. But don't get me wrong, QDBO also holds onto sort of boring tried and true names that do offer a lot of dividends or dividend growth, like Verizon, PepsiCo. It's a very cool hybrid portfolio offering you exposure to sort of everything. Now, if you guys are anything like myself, you also want to earn some income along the way, QDBO definitely pays a ton of income. Relatively speaking, 12.17% distribution rate as of right now. The distributions are paid out monthly, and as of recent, they've been getting massive. Earlier this year, around 19 cents, 19, 21 cents, 22, then 24, 22, 21, and as of recent, 28, almost 29-cent payout, which is huge. Now, at least so far since I've been holding on to QDBO, it feels like the distribution rate has pretty much been steady around 9, 10, 11, 12%. So that's sort of what I'm going to expect at this point. Now, for us income-oriented investors, we also want to take a look at the 19A-1 to see if there's going to be any return of capital, which might or might not be important to you guys. It's definitely important to myself. It says in connection with the monthly dividend payment of around 28.5 cents per share payable. This is the most recent payouts. It's anticipated that 97% of such dividend will be return of capital or ROC. So because the market's been extremely bullish, QDBO is not only up around 17.5%, and it's only been trading since late last year. But like I shared with you guys during the intro, this ETF has not only performed amazing if you include dividends and growth together, 31+% total return, but it's outperformed both S&P 500 and the Qs on the max time frame so far. So I think it's safe to say that whether or not you're more interested in growth, capital appreciation, you want to see your net worth grow, you want to see your portfolio grow, or more so like myself, you just want some consistent high income generation with some tax efficiency and some growth on top of that, QDBO regardless is definitely worth looking into. And I've been seeing more and more investors talk very highly about this one as of recent. So now that we've been over QDBO, the Amplify QWP Growth and Income ETF, I share with you guys what this ETF is, what it has to offer, and everything else included. I'd lastly, most importantly, I have a question for you guys down below. When it comes to QDBO ETF, do you have this in your portfolio as for now? Let us know yes or no in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like in it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.